Oh, welcome. We're going to TeamViza TV interview series season 4. I'll be your host today, IPW. I want to take this time to honor sponsors for making this project possible. Big respects to Stadium Cafe, Amiri Clothing, Lala Closet, the Royal Family Vision of Companies, in the Santos Entertainment, Hakim Graphic Designs, and the best pizza in Southside, as we all know. Shamalicious Pizza. Special guests in the building. Come all the way from the borough of Point 14. Mrs. World 2021. Let's begin on TeamViza TV interview series, Miss Yolandra John Edwards.
Life is so good to me. Life is so good to me. From your wake up this morning.
From your wake up this morning. She's a winner. Welcome to TeamViza TV.
Thank you so very much for having me.
No problem at all. Well, normally I start off by asking about this, where's the mood?
Oh, my mood is
Let's
so
see where's
great
your
right
mood.
now. Soca music is playing.
Soca music is playing.
Of course, and I love the choice of song as well.
Right.
I am a winner. I'm a winner now. I'm a winner in Las Vegas. I'm a winner forever.
Without TeamViza TV, this show, we just manifest it from early. So, Miss Yolandra, how the drive to reach the West Bay from?
Too much traffic from my point 14 to here. It's too much traffic. Too much of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to come earlier, but unfortunately, again, because of the traffic, I couldn't have been here earlier. But thank God I am here, and we're going to have a fabulous show today.
Fabulous show.
Fabulous.
Now, to the viewers who might know, can you tell the viewers who this lady is beautiful. Trust what I'll say, she's gorgeous.
Thank you.
She's
Thank you,
gorgeous.
thank you.
Right, for the viewers, can you tell the viewers who you are, can explain?
Sure, no problem. Well, my name is Yolandra John Edwards. I'm a mother of 3. And I say 3, I'm a mother of 2 biologically, and I'm a mother of 1. My husband's son is actually, I don't consider him my stepson, I consider him my son. Because I got married to his father. So if I got married to his father, obviously he's now one of my family, part of my family, so he's my son. I was originally born in Bamboo Village, Laramie. I spent a few of my years there. Then I moved to Point Fortin. I'm a flight attendant with Caribbean Airlines. However, I was furloughed last October, but I'll be going back out this month.
Okay.
Thank God for that. And I'm also the public relations officer at Guile South Television Network, which is an affiliate of Guile the Caribbean. I am co-host on Tea with Lisa and Friends, and I am also host of my own program called Know Your Country on Guile South.
What? This lady catalog is long.
Yeah, so I have to cut it short today.
Something stand out to me, just giving you the intro. As I said, you wouldn't consider him your stepson, but your son.
My son, yes.
Right. I want to shine a little light on this for the young ladies and them who probably have a stepson and like to.
I don't think that having a stepson should be treated differently. Because like I said before, I'm married to his father and I love his father. So I have to accept his children as well and love his children or child as the way how I love my children. And I'm not going to treat him differently at all. I'm going to treat him the same. Because again, he's my son. I consider him my son. So no step-parent should ever treat your stepchildren differently and think that's an outside child outside of the marriage. Yes, it's out of the marriage, but now you're in the marriage. So the son or child, they are also in the marriage as well. So they are considered yours.
You all hear that? Couldn't make it across any better. Miss Yolandra, how tall are you?
6 feet.
6 feet?
Yes.
Can you stand one more time for us,
Of
please?
course, sure. 6 feet glass of drinking water.
6 feet of glass of drinking water.
Tall glass of drinking water.
Right. Now, I hold the questions line up here for you.
That's okay, and I'm ready for you.
They should have had me on the panel for Las Vegas. Let's say 50%. Right, before we go to the journey of Mrs. Wool, right? Can you like explain to us like your journey like growing up as a youngster? What life was like for you?
Oh, you sure you have time? Because that's all night, you know. I was a tomboy growing up. I never liked dresses or skirts. And after being discovered by Umzad Khan in Point Fortin, he said to me, Yolandra, we want you to start modeling. I didn't know anything about walking in a high heel shoe or anything, and I was at the age of 12. And they entered me in the Little Miss Point Fortin pageant. I was first runner-up in that year. I can't remember what year that was, but I was first runner-up. And after that, I was entered into the Miss Point Fortin pageant, where I was also first runner-up. And I was trained under deceased Thelma Phillip. And from there, that's where my modeling career started growing under the supervision of Zan and Eastman, I can say now. And that journey was really long. I represented Trinidad and Tobago in so many, not only pageants, but runway shows. I've toured the Caribbean, I've toured Europe, I've toured the United States as well, flying the flag of Trinidad and Tobago, culturally and fashion as well. Yes. So my last pageant was actually the Miss Mature Trinidad and Tobago, and that was somewhere in 2007 or 2009, I believe. And but prior to that, I was also a finalist at the Miss World pageant in 2002, the local leg of it.
Okay.
That's it. So given the opportunity to represent Trinidad and Tobago now at the Mrs. World pageant is really an opportunity that I grasped, and I am going for it.
Going for it. Nice. And schools represented?
Sorry?
Schools represented?
Schools, yes. So I attended the Point Fortin from primary school. I attended the Point Fortin Asja Muslim school. Then I went to Point Fortin Junior Secondary. Then I went to Siparia Senior Secondary. And then I ventured into university, and I am, that's it for me right there for now. But I'm currently studying pharmacology at the moment.
In your life of going to school, what school was the best?
I would have to say junior sec.
Which junior sec?
Point Fortin.
Point
Junior
Fortin.
Sec. I think some of the best teachers that they were there, and I really love how they taught me, made me understand life as a young woman much better, and growing up made me understand who I am as an individual.
Okay. Well, what's your TeamViza about? Miss Yolandra, shout out 1 point, which class you was in, and the form teacher for the
I was in 1.7, 2.7, 3.7, Mr. James.
Mr. James. No, you see, this whole project TeamViza TV, right? You want to start from till you come up, your journey.
Yeah.
You know? So don't find me asking.
That's okay.
Nice. Now, beside modeling, are you into any other things besides modeling?
I'm into volunteerism. I have so many initiatives that I've started, not only because of this pageant, all of these initiatives that I had before, which a lot of people are not aware of. I'm also the CEO and director of the Miss Point Fortin Carnival Queen beauty pageant, which we usually keep this competition every 2 years. Because of the pandemic, we have stopped it. Just temporarily, we probably may do a little virtual something, but no. I am also the CEO of the Stop the Racism platform. Yes, discrimination against women in the workplace. I'm also the CEO and managing director of Operation Christmas Drop, and a lot of others. Yes.
What do you think about Black Lives Matter? This 2020. What's your take on Black Lives Matter?
Every life matter for me. Every life matter, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're East Indian or Chinese. I don't think we should be discriminating who we are. I don't think we should be discriminating against cultures, ethnicities, skin color. Because at the end of the day, what color of our blood runs through our skin, our bodies? Not red. So all of us are equal at the same time. I know there are so many things that has been happening with the Black Lives Matter, especially with Mr. George Floyd. But at the end of the day, we have to fight for what we believe in. And as individuals, I think that strength in numbers is something that is very powerful. But at the same time, we always have to trust and believe in God.
For real. No, as you mentioned earlier on, tomboy. That is climbing trees, playing football with the boys.
I had to pitch in marbles, and
Pitch in marbles.
you know, long ago they used to say it's what Puxile, something like that.
No, as I mentioned, Eastman.
Southern Eastman.
Southern Eastman, right? But what made you realize that, hey, I'm gonna do a career in modeling? What stand out for you?
I think after they signed me up along with my parents with Coco Velvet International under Coco Velvet management, which was Mr. Christopher Nathan, I had won the Trinidad and Tobago top model and supermodel in 2004, where I represented Trinidad and Tobago in Jamaica and competed against over 3,000 fashion and runway models in Jamaica under the Scorpion. And I was given one of the contracts, 5 contracts, and I was given one of the contracts, which was a US $30,000 modeling contract. And I think from there, that's when I said, you know what, I can do this.
Okay. You wearing heels and things? Yes.
Of course.
That doesn't like lay a foot a certain type of way after a while.
You have to know how to walk in your heels to understand. So your feet has to understand your shoe. Once your feet understands your shoe, then it becomes comfortable.
If a shoe comes segment here.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. Now, for the young ladies who looking on, right? Can you name some of the advantage and disadvantage you face as a model?
Let me start with the disadvantage first, and not only as a model, even for this pageant as well. Racism exists, and everybody believes that a fashion model or a runway model should be a specific size, a specific height, a specific color, a specific texture of your hair as well. But now in this century, it's no.
Okay.
You can be thin, tall, thick, as they call them, slim, thick, and you can be a model as well. The disadvantage that I faced growing up, everybody believed that Point Fortin was so far. Why is somebody from Point Fortin coming to these shows in Port of Spain or getting the opportunity to tour the Caribbean or to tour the US or Europe? I mean, the disadvantage for me, again, where they said to me, even recently, on a Facebook post, oh my God, so touchy, but the person said to me that I was ugly. And they said to me that my children are going to be ashamed of me, you know, walking on the stage as a mother. And I had to let these people understand with just one post, there's a difference between the Miss and the Mrs. World Pageant. I think colorism is something that still affects us in Trinidad and Tobago, and we need to stop that. I mean, again, it goes right back into my platform, discrimination against women. And it's not only the workplace, discrimination against women started from since at a younger age for me. And seeing that growing up and seeing that it still exists now, to me, I am saying to myself, this is something that I need to shed a light on. And I think the Mrs. World platform, the Mrs. World stage, I can use that platform to showcase that, listen, we can have it all as women and as married women as well. So the disadvantage for me just made me a bit stronger. Even while growing up, it made me stronger and a more independent woman. And because I have a daughter, I cannot allow my daughter to see my weakness at all. I have to show her that mommy is strong, and I want you to be as stronger than I am. And the future generation in women is something, us women right now, look at how many things we are going through. Through domestic violence, we are being killed, we are being, suffocated from doing so many things. And I think it's time that we need to stop.
Right.
Men need to stop. You need to stop. And the advantage of it is that we have given the opportunity in some ways to grow and to understand who we truly are, and to take time and just sit back and say, listen, this is what I want to do, and I am able to plan ahead. Sometimes your life's plan doesn't go as planned, but at least you're trying to move forward. Every disappointment is an appointment, but every time a door closes, another one opens to bigger and better opportunities.
Facts. You are beautiful.
Thank you.
Representing Trinidad and Tobago, Las Vegas,
Nevada.
So to the,
Yeah.
according to DJ Khaled, the they, we don't pay attention to they.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. That's
Nice.
it.
Right. Now, big question I want to ask.
Ooh, let me start now. Big question.
Big question. Right. What Mrs. World personal priority is leading up to this big event?
My priority right about now is focusing on my initiative that I started last year after looking at a Netflix series called Operation Christmas Drop. And this year, Operation Christmas Drop 2, its theme is called Stand Up for Love. Again, it goes right back to our children who are also being molested, our children who are also being killed, our children who are being thrown out or just left at the side of the streets. Focusing on family is something that I've always wanted to do, and I think looking at Operation Christmas Drop, which is a Netflix series, that has opened up my eyes to work towards that. And I mean, there's so many other things that is leading up to the pageant in terms of getting contribution or contributors on board, but I think my priority right now is to focus on my initiative that can help people within my South Band on Christmas morning, because Christmas morning is the time where we give toys and we give food to the families that are in need. So my family and my other friends' family, they give up their time on Christmas morning with their families to be with me and to share the goodness of joy on Christmas morning to other families.
Here's that place. Let's say talking deep conversations, get kind of carried away and lost.
That's okay. We will get lost together, but we must find our way back.
A question I wanted to ask you personally, right? Like eating habits and stuff, right? As a queen, there's something that you have to look into before you go for a big event like this.
Listen, I'm a junkie.
Sure.
I'm a junkie. I love my roti. I love everything. Diwali, I eat my belly full. I am sorry, Fit Doc, if you're listening.
So you feel it will affect you like for the big event, like eating?
You have to know how you are going to be eating. Living a healthy lifestyle is something that you should always be, trying to fulfill growing up. Because the older you get, there's so many diseases that's going on, the diabetes, the hypertension, the cancer, all of these things. But living a healthy lifestyle, regardless if you're growing up for a pageant or not, is something that you should always maintain. So some people will think that there's a specific weight requirement or size requirement, and I don't think it should be, because for someone such as Miss Janelle Towns, who represented us at the Miss Supranational, I must say that she did a fabulous job representing us. She was not as a size as regular the other women, but I must say regardless of what size does not matter at all, because her intelligence shone at that competition and she represented us well. So it doesn't matter if your size and your weight at all. Representation is representation. At the end of the day, we are brand ambassadors to our country.
Right. Come on from my TV, right?
Of course, well prepared.
Well, it's said that you are responsible for pageant being held in the borough of Point Fortin.
Yeah.
What's the step in putting together like a pageant in the borough of Point Fortin? When I be from Miss Borough, Carnival, Point Fortin.
I can tell you that it's nothing compared to an international pageant.
Okay.
It's much, it's a lot of work, but the preparation towards it is, first of all, trying to get the young women from within the borough of Point Fortin to take part in the pageant. Now, I know that it's difficult for a lot of young women within Point Fortin to be part of pageants that are taking place in the borough because of previous pageants and errors and mistakes that were made amongst queens in terms of questions. So, some people will think that pageantry in Point Fortin is a joke. But it's just to let them know that it's not a joke. It's something that is very serious. Because at my pageant, I've had young women representing us at the Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss you know, I forget the name of the pageant. Caraval, yes, and Miss Caraval. And our last, I think, was 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Yvonne Clark represented us at the Miss Universe pageant internationally. So being part of a pageant in Point Fortin is tedious. It's hard work. It's dedication, and you have to get the right amount of girls that believe that they can showcase their talent on the stage on the night.
And how do you go about screening the ladies?
Well, what I do, I have a page, the Miss Point Fortin Carnival Queen, and again, social media is something that travels all around. So using social media is somewhat a way where I find potential candidates for our pageant in Point Fortin.
Okay. So I look at certain type of
Again, it's not about the look, it's not about the height, it's about your personality. It's about you being a brand ambassador, not only for your borough, but if you venture further, it's also being a brand ambassador for your country.
Okay, understood. Now, I want to get into the journey of Mrs. World. As I mentioned, 2021 into
22, yeah.
2022. Now, something stand out to me when I get the heading. Mrs. World and Miss World is two different
Pageants. Now, the Miss World beauty pageant is one of the longest standing beauty pageants in the world. It's even older than the Miss Universe pageant. The Mrs. World actually started in 1984, which is for married women who can have it all. And I actually put in who can have it all, because a lot of people will think that a Mrs. World pageant, why a married woman being, portraying on a stage or showing their bodies on a stage? But again, it's not only about that, it's about us getting the opportunity to showcase that we can have it all, and we also have the talent, we have our platforms, we are the voices of women who are not as strong or who are not as brave enough to be on a stage representing themselves, their families, and their country.
Could I also ask, the same thing?
No, it's not. It's not. It's two different pageants. Trinidad actually, we've been sending representatives for several years, but it was never, people were not aware of the Mrs. World pageant. Just as the Mrs. Universe, there's also Mrs. Universe, but people are more focused on Miss Universe and the Miss World pageant because it's something that has been at the forefront, where Mrs. World and Mrs. Universe were more to the background of all of these pageants.
But the journey for you, right, into Mrs. World, what is journey is like? How do you go up? It's somebody's looking. I want to enter Mrs. World. What did journey just be like? What the stages you had to go through?
Well, to be honest, I had no idea I was selected to represent Trinidad.
Oh, no, I didn't?
No, I didn't.
You got phone call or something?
Yes, that's what I got.
True.
And I said to the international organization that unfortunately I am unable to take part in the pageant because of the economic status of our country due to the pandemic COVID-19. And they said to me that they have seen my social media. They've been following me.
Social media, right?
Yes. They have been following me, and that my airline, who I work with, can sponsor my tickets at least to Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I said, they really have been following me.
Right.
But I still have no idea who was the person who sent my name in amongst several other women across Trinidad and Tobago. But now I say thank you for the opportunity. Thank you to whomever you are who sent in my name and I was selected. So thank you, because again, I can be the best brand ambassador, not only for the borough of Point Fortin, but for my country at the same time. Leading up towards the pageant, again, all about colorism, as I said before, where they said to me that I should be ashamed of representing. And again, I think that was the mix-up a lot of people got with the Miss World pageant and the Mrs. World pageant. And I must say even thank you to, Facebook users who was actually, supporting me 100% by correcting these individuals who kept saying, derogatory things or negative things towards me, towards the pageant, to help them understand that it's two totally different pageants. In terms of sponsorship or contributors, it's been challenging. But at the end of the day, I must say thank you to the ones that I have right now, to Zan and Eastman Designs. And I have been a face for Legacy, Big Mike and Friends for so many years. So they have come on board to design my costume that I will take to Las Vegas. But there's so many other things that you need to come in. And I thank you if you're coming in to support in advance. You still have, I still have my ticket from New York or Houston to Las Vegas. I still have to get my shoes. I still have to get other little things, very little things that I still have to get that accumulates to so much of money. Right. Because this pageant I'm not going to go across to represent my country looking like I'm halfway prepared. Yeah. I'm going there all prepared, well prepared to represent my country and to bring back home the crown for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yolandra, do you sing? Do you read books?
If I sing, you heard what just fell there? Thunderstorm will come, so my daughter says, no, mommy, no. But off lately, I enjoy singing. Don't ask me to sing now, please. No, but I love listening to, there are two songs. One, it's the soundtrack for Harriet. I don't know if you ever saw that movie. It's called Stand Up. It's a really powerful song, and I love the words of it, that we're fighting for equality, we're fighting for justice, we're fighting for peace, we're fighting to be represented, and we're fighting to be noticed. And my next song is from Destiny's Child, which is called Stand Up for Love. That's why I named Operation Christmas Drop 2 Stand Up for Love, because at the end of the day, for children, we are fighting to love them. We are fighting for hopelessness. We're fighting for peace amongst the children within our country.
Beautiful. Ask you questions I'm going to ask you later on.
Ooh, later on.
This is the prep before Las Vegas results. This is the prep on TeamViza TV. Yeah?
Okay, good. I'm all set and ready.
Now, what's the prizes though? When you win this crown in Las Vegas, the prizes?
To be honest, we're not fully aware of the prizes just yet. I know one of it, obviously. Once you have won Mrs. World, you have the opportunity to use your platform and tour the world. I know that's one for sure. So that's why I said to myself, with all of my initiatives that I have, which is stop the racism, discrimination against women, not only in the workplace, but within the home, within our family, within even our friends, and within having our own small businesses, because women fight against each other. And I think that is something that we need to stop. And it does not only happen in Trinidad and Tobago, but it's something that affects women globally. So being on the Mrs. World platform, I believe that those platforms are two lovely platforms that I can fight for and shed more light on.
Okay. Away from the modeling and domestic violence against women, I want to jump into domestic violence against men. As a young lady, what's your take on that?
I love how you
said
that.
Love to
because
men.
I know, because on my program called Tea with Lisa and Friends, my friends had a problem with that.
Sure.
Because at that point in time, I was also defending men. So I'm not going to stay here and say that men are not physically abused as well. Men are physically abused as well, but men has a large egos. So, most men won't go to a police station and say that my wife is abusing me physically or emotionally or mentally. They're not going to say that. Now, regardless of who you are, whether you're a man, woman, no one should be able to raise your hand for someone. You should be able to communicate in a way where compromise should always be there. I know in the West Indies, they always say women don't compromise at all, which is true at some point. Sometimes I am that type of person. But honestly speaking, we must have some form of, we must be able to compromise. We must be able, as adults, that we are able to talk and discuss things that are bothering us, and not take it out physically or even turn it into death. It's something that it should not happen. But domestic violence against both men and women should be something that should be stopped immediately within the home.
Hope you guys listening. You're young lady on our side. You know? What motivates Miss Yolandra to stay positive?
My children. My children. I have to say first God and then my children, because without God I won't wake up in the morning. And when I wake up in the morning, my son especially, good morning, and he's a toddler. So seeing him happily every morning saying good morning, mommy, and then my daughter comes in, good morning, mommy, and you know, I've grown my children. We pray together, and every morning and night we always hug each other and tell each other that we love them, we love each other. So you know, so seeing my children every morning, every day when I get home from work, because again, being out on the streets, being out on the road and you're driving, you never know what can happen. So getting the opportunity to see my children every day motivates me.
They say one through phone in the water.
Sorry, yes, they say one who threw my phone in the water. He said my phone was dirty and needed a bath.
Is it really? Miss Yolandra,
Yes.
what could you tell TeamViza is your biggest accomplishment?
Wow. I have so many accomplishments.
One more stand more than every other.
You know, honestly, it might sound cliched, but again, my children.
Children.
Yes, my children, because especially with my daughter who's 11 and she's about to prepare for SEA. 2 years ago, I trained her into the Mrs. Princess to Queen beauty pageant Trinidad and Tobago, which was held in Cuba, and she is the reigning Miss Princess to Queen Trinidad and Tobago. So I think the opportunity of training her and having her to win that title is one of my biggest achievements as a mother towards my daughter.
I feel better you interview me. Better you interview me. Lily just, you know, she came out from it today. January 15, 2022.
Yes.
Las Vegas,
Nevada
Resort.
West Beach Resort.
Correct. Yolandra John Edwards
yes.
is crowned Mrs. World. What will be the next step for you?
Next step for me is, first of all, I want to hear my song voice. I'm a winner after hearing that.
Bring the ones on drinks in me, I know.
Right. Coming on.
Yeah, of course.
Coming on. A young lady who's aspiring to be the next top model, internationally, locally, what message will you send this young lady?
First of all, hard work and determination. Ensure that you have a great support system who would support you, because it's a journey that is not easy at all, because you have wee hours of the morning. I remember getting up at different time zones. I mean, sometimes some time zones is 5, 8, 9 hours behind Trinidad and Tobago's time zone. So, you know, getting up wee hours of the morning and ensuring that you don't allow anybody to take away your negativity, your positivity. Keep all negative things away from you, whether it's your, sometimes people might think that they are behind you and supporting you and they're your friends, but sometimes the person that is next to you is the person that is bringing you down. First thing you have to do is trust and believe in God, because without God nothing is possible. Alright, you have to do that. And before you even, you know, try to aspire to reach there, focus on education first, because without an education, everybody and anything, anyone can rub you in front of your eyes. Don't stop anything to stay away from your education. Allow your education to be there at all times. And at this point in time, even Crowns and Sashes, they are actually looking for representatives to represent us at top model of the world. So I'm also endorsing them at the same time. So if you're really interested in that, they can also visit Crowns and Sashes on Instagram and Facebook and find out the journey, and they can also be part of that competition.
Okay. In terms of management, sponsors, management first. Did you select your management or them selected you?
I selected my management, my management team, and I'm so happy of my management team. I'm proud of them.
Really shout out to management team?
Of course, I'm proud, and they are young. I mean, you know, so many people said to me, why didn't you take people from Port of Spain? But I'm not going to do that because I have my own team here, my team who works with me. I must say thank you to Mr. Joseph Lopez. If you're looking, I know you are looking. He's my manager, he's my communication director, he's everything you can think about. Sometimes he makes me cry, but that's okay. I like to say thank you to Maya Marcel, Miss Endless Beauty. Maya, please don't kill me, I'm saying your age again. She's just 17 years and she does a fabulous work in terms of makeup. We have Marissa.
Marissa, make up yourself.
My team, you know, who's responsible for my hair looking fabulous at all my photo shoots. And my support system, I must say Marisha Duncan as well. She's one of my my co-workers at Caribbean Airlines. She's also part of my communication director's team, and I say thank you to each one of them. All of them, they are young, well, not only women, sorry Joseph, young man, young woman who are here with me on this journey, and they are all going to Las Vegas with me in January. And TeamViza too. We're putting a little thing there.
Careful. No, on this big day, the 15th, right? It's a one-day pageant.
It's a one-day pageant. However, we have prelims. Okay. Now I leave for Las Vegas on the 7th of January. Now flying to Las Vegas from New York is it's almost 6 to 8 hours flying from New York to Las Vegas. So, you know, obviously Trinidad and Tobago wants to look young and fresh when they arrive.
Right.
So, I leave on the 7th, I rest on the 8th, and I leave the morning of the 9th from JFK to Las Vegas. Yes.
Okay.
So, when we arrive on that day, actually, which is on the 9th, we have an orientation dinner where we will be researched and introduced to the people of Las Vegas, Nevada from that night. Going onwards, we have our interviews, we have, all of these are prelims, interview for prelim, interview for swimsuit, prelims for swimsuit, and prelims for our evening gown. Mm-hmm. So on the final night, yes, it's to showcase everything that we have done during the prelims, but it's also to select the top 12 or 15 delegates who are going to move forward and closer to the Mrs. World title.
Rock gloss on there, rock and that gloss.
Serious?
Can I all shine in your crumbs, right? Yeah, but gloss. The categories for this pageant, is this something that always be familiar with before?
Yes, we're familiar. It's actually, to be honest, it's similar to all beauty pageants.
Mm.
Alright, so you know, you have your interview question, you have an interview segment, you have your swimsuit segments, you have your evening gown segments, and you also have your costume segments. Yes. Mm-hmm. So each category is actually 25%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see any of these categories being challenging too?
No.
No.
Something with me, something I always say, I love my 3 C's.
Yeah.
Character, charisma, and charming. Most of all, I forget I should add in / charming, confident at the same time. Yeah. So I believe, yes.
4 C's?
4 C's, we put it as 4 C's today.
And in terms of like sponsors, if anybody want to like sponsor something to you,
yes. Well, they can contact TeamViza, and TeamViza can contact me, or they can also visit my Facebook page, which is Mrs. Trinidad and Tobago World, or my personal page, Yolandra John, or Instagram, John Yolandra on Instagram, and you can reach out to me. My contact number is 295-6778. Now that I got back my phone. So you can reach out to me as well to my manager, Mr. Joseph Lopez, at 379-9937.
Okay. Do you have any sponsors on board at the moment?
Yes, I must
Yeah,
say.
just shout out.
special thank you for two Caribbean Airlines for sponsoring my ticket from Port of Spain to JFK return. I'd like to say a special thank you to RMSL. I will also say a special thank you to Mohammed's Bookstore. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And obviously I must say, regardless, even though they are on my journey, Maya Marcel, Miss Endless Beauty, and Marissa, thank you for my hair, thank you for my makeup. And I know I'm not forgetting anybody else at this point in time because I know I want you sponsors to come on board. So
Right.
oh, and I must say also special thank you to Glitz High Fashion.
Okay.
They are sponsoring all my activewear in Trinidad and to Las Vegas, as well as the Fit Doc for my fitness training.
Jamba.
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 He's tough, but he does his work. He does his work.
Sorry, come now and we'll bring it back to
Yes. Yes.
You know? In terms of sponsors, you keep our window open. So you think anybody
Yes. Much appreciated. Thank
of
you.
course reach out to. This is good.
Of course.
What's good, Shane? Yolandra,
Yes. Ooh, see the question there, boy.
question time.
Question time.
I don't know if the winner bring these questions on this day. I just randomly Yolandra John Edwards. If you used to sit with all of the world leaders, what message would you send to them or give to them to make the world a better place?
Well, first of all, I know that world leaders sat recently and they were discussing climate change. So at the COP26, I would say to them, we all need to work together to save the planet. Because I'm going to take a line from our Miss Supranational. We have to save our planet first as humans, because we cannot move down the street and think that we are saving our planet if we're still littering, if we are still polluting, burning all of these fossil fuels and deforestation. We need to stop that in order for our planet to be safe, for our planet to be clean. So if I am to sit with our world leaders, I will say as human beings, we need to keep our planet clean because this is our home and we have to stay safe.
How many things on there? I should be a judge on that panel. If $5 million is given to you,
Ilato?
what are the top 3 things Yolandra will do and why?
First thing, I will give back to my church. They always say give back 5% because I have to give all praises on God because He blessed me to win that $5 million. I mean, 10% is plenty, but God has me here today. So I will give the church that. Second thing is I will invest in my children's education. Invest in their funds. Thirdly, obviously, is to ensure that my family is well taken care of. But I can't say just 3 things. I can just shift a little bit of giving back into charity as well, because I am into those initiatives. So those are the things that I would give back if I win $5 million.
I don't want to be a neighbor when I get $5 million. I want you to be like next door. So I know you're getting 5. I say, Yolandra,
But how would you not get the 5 though? You
we're
never know.
not era of everything to be posted on social media.
I'm not posting that one.
Everything on social media. Coming from the borough of Point 14, if given an opportunity to change something in Point 14, what would it be and why?
To change, I would say, that's a tricky question.
Tricky answer?
Yes, that is a very tricky question. What can I change? I'm going to keep it very simple. I would say the deplorable roads we have at this time.
You may believe? When I'm writing this question, hear me now. That would be the best answer.
I would think I think that would be it. I mean, at this point in time, I understand that we don't have the materials, but I think if we as a borough, and you know, a lot of people see us as the cultural borough of Trinidad and Tobago, or the cultural place of Trinidad and Tobago, I think with so many hardwares and contractors that we have, I think we should work together as a team to build our roads back at this point in time and able to maintain it. I mean, if we are able to maintain it, then whomever is in charge, I'm not going to call names, but whomever is in charge is able to continue the maintenance of it without becoming deplorable.
Your point, Fortin is a big place, right? And do the introduction, they mentioned coming from the borough of Point Fortin. But where do you represent in Point Fortin? Capital, Family Village, Mahaika,
Warden Road.
Bigger Warden Road. Warden Road. You ever think about going up for a council or something? MP, be a MP?
I think it's a discussion to have over here. I've thought about it, but there were some issues regarding that at that point in time. So maybe next couple of years I'll think about it. But at this point in time, my focus is really on my initiatives, my children, school and work at this point in time.
Well, you have what it is.
Thank you.
They're a little shuffling.
No comment.
How do you transition yourself from being a mother, a wife, into being a mother?
Now, it's a bit challenging. I must say that being a mother is the most challenging aspect of not only being a wife and being a beauty queen. It has its challenges, its ups and downs, but it's easy to transition because being a mother, you're able to say to yourself, I can do this. I got myself into this position where I grew to understand my children and I understand my life. And then at the same time, the responsibility of being a mother is similar to the responsibility of being a pageant, a beauty pageant, a queen, pageant queen that is. A wife is a little different from it, but at the same time I'm able to engage and I'm able to really work around all three areas at that point in time. So it's challenging, but I'm able to get there because of my support system.
Okay.
So transitioning is somewhat easy because I'm able to understand it better.
Of course, I'm probably proud of you right now.
He is, and he's someone who's always on the back burner.
He's not
a front line. He's a frontline worker, but he's never on the front line for those things.
Fully understand. Now we are coming to our close, right?
Already, you said you had a whole list of questions. I answered all.
You knock me out.
But then maybe I'll ask you a few questions after.
Me? On camera or off camera? How do you off camera?
On camera.
Worst advice ever given to Mrs. Wood that you remember today?
Worst advice. To be honest, I've never given any advice that was really worst or negative. I got advice that were probably challenging at times, but never one that was worst, because my father always says to me growing up, and a lot of people said to me, Yolandra, why are you believing in your father? I said, no, I believe because I trust him. He's the person that grew me up. That a friend always has a better friend. So never tell your friend, just a friend always has a better friend.
Ole hear that?
A friend always has a better friend. You understand? So when you think that you confide in this person about something, they will say, girl, I'm not going to say anything, I will stay quiet, and then somebody else come back and tell you the same thing, and then the story goes on, and then it keeps changing to every individual it goes to. So I wouldn't say it was a worst advice. One of the best advice my father has ever given to me, and I'm able to understand it even growing up as an adult at at my age right now. I'm not going to say my age, but at my age right now, I still understand what it meant, and I appreciate that.
Well, that's not going to the best advice you ever received, right?
Yes, that was the best advice.
Well, you're going to the same. A friend.
Always have a better friend.
Of a better friend.
Yes. So when you believe that you have, my father does not believe in best friends, because your best friend has a best friend. That best friend may not be you. It may be somebody else. But there are so many people out there who are pretending to be your best friend just to get closer to you. And that one individual can be someone who's bringing you down the ladder and not helping you go up that ladder. So sometimes there are some people, you know, you have to, let me use the word regurgitate. So, you know, you have to keep them away from you. And sometimes when you stay away from these people, you'll realize how your blessings start coming. It comes, and every time they come closer to you, your blessing stops. So you have to understand who your friends are, figure out who they truly are. Because again, as I said earlier on, you may have somebody at your side. With me in this pageant, I'm just saying, you may have somebody at your side, but that person might be the person that's keeping you down. So sometimes you have to let go negativity that surrounds you in order for you to elevate and move up in life.
I'll do what is interview. I want to come back here. Mrs. Will, you should come segment.
Serious?
Yeah, should come segment.
Gosh, nice man.
So if you enter the show, or should come segment.
Well, we'll see.
Wait, display, show to the camera, and get you details about it.
Serious? What if my toes intact, boy?
No, that's the shoes. That's the shoes.
Shoes? Oh, my toes intact, man. My shoes here, of course.
So take all the shoes and let's show to the camera.
Oh, gosh.
See, I get Mrs. Will take off your shoes, eh? That's how big I am.
Anything with TeamViza that is positive.
A friend always have.
A better friend. Yeah.
Cool. Nice. So let's see that. She details about this beautiful shoe.
Alright, so this shoe was chosen by my daughter, which we bought in Queens, New York. This shoe was bought from a young lady who's also Trinidadian.
Okay.
In New York. And this shoe was selected because of a wedding that we had to attend. And my daughter found that this shoe was the perfect rose gold to attend that wedding, to attend the wedding. And I think she loved it because of the glitter. But like I said to her, everything that glitter isn't gold. So that's the reason why I have this shoe and 3 things I love about it.
Okay. Imagine the crown. Imagine the crown to Yolandra, John Edwards. So this I've never seen any. Celeste.
Yes.
Okay. So you call it.
Yes. Yolandra Celeste John Edwards. It's so long. So I say Yolandra C. John Edwards.
So how are you feeling in 2015? How are you feeling?
Actually, I'm not feeling. I'm just feeling just normal right now. You know, maybe when it's getting closer, then I'll feel, you know, super. I'm excited. Yes, I'm super excited. But I don't think I'm that anxious and nervous just yet for that pageant itself. Because like I said, I think my priority at this point in time is really focusing on my initiative, Operation Christmas Drop to Stand Up for Love. Also, you can go on the Fund Me TNT, you know, donate, help so that we can feed at least more families for this Christmas season. So I think that's where my priority is at this point in time.
Okay. As a queen, you always have to wake up beautiful.
No.
Like makeup and
no. Like I said earlier on, before we came on set, my daughter always says to me, Mommy, you're going down the streets, you are representing the country, you have to. I said, listen, this is who I am. I'm not going to change who I am because of a crown and a title. Because of me and my personality has me where I am right now to represent a country. So they saw something in me that said, listen, she has the potential and we believe that she is the one to bring the crown home for us in Trinidad and Tobago.
The experience with Miss Colombia and Miss Philippines with Steve Harvey. If that was you, how would you have felt?
Listen, I think I would have frozen. I don't know. It's really an embarrassing situation, and even it happened similar to the Mrs. Rule as well a few years ago, with same Miss Philippines and I think it was Miss Japan, I think, if I'm not mistaken. No, Russia. It was Philippines and Russia, and the pageant was held in Russia, and they did not understand when the host said the first runner-up was X and the winner is Y, and they gave the crown to the first runner-up and not the winner. So sometimes there's a misunderstanding in the titles of calling whom is whom. But at the end of the day, I would have felt embarrassed, especially if I had already had the crown on and I was waving, congratulating my country is all happy and excited, only to hear that I am the first runner-up and actually the other country won. So it would have been a situation where I would have felt embarrassed, but then I would have understood because I've been in pageantry, I know what pageantry is about, and it can also be an honest mistake.
Okay. Well, we have come to a close with Mrs. World 2021/2022 interview on TeamViza TV. Now we disclose each segment on a positive note. See the opportunity we'll
We're
give
not
you.
closed just yet. Good. So, just have one question for you though.
For me.
Yes, it's just for you. What got you involved in having and forming TeamViza? What inspired you?
This is a long story.
No, a long story cut short. My father always says that.
Yes.
Long story cut.
It's our shortcut for everything.
Of course.
They say the best thing ever came out of South was the Pitch Lake and Borody. So we had to show them that TeamViza TV is something other than that coming out from South.
Well done.
I hope that answered the show.
Yes, it has. So we're gonna keep it right there.
Sometimes lovely ladies
Of
and just
course.
chop things up and they get the whole story. But it's a long story. It's a long story. I doesn't want to cheat myself by just saying this
Right.
like that other puzzle state.
Right.
Yes, sir. And a lot of people, especially my grandma,
I saw that. Yeah.
the name TeamViza was actually manifested from my
From her.
From her.
Well, you see, good thing, positive.
You know what I mean?
Good thing.
And then, well, my mom here with me also.
And that's what I'm about to say. You know, having a support system with every single thing is something that I think everyone should have, because that support system will help you grow. They will help you build. And again, your sponsors, fabulous sponsors as well, who came on board to be, to be part of TeamViza as well. And again, the amount of people who came through TeamViza as well. So support is always your number one reason to build and to grow. Without a proper support system.
Reminding viewers how much interview Miss will make today. 95.
95. 95.
So you see, something tend to grow, and as I said before, with your support system, TeamViza is going to grow. It's going to grow bigger and better. And at the end of the day, you're going to see the snap of your fingers, the blink of an eye. TeamViza is even bigger than it is right now. Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
So you asked that question. A lot of people came right here and asked me the same question, and I was giving them a short version, a very short version, because to explain this whole journey and everything, explain a documentary.
A documentary. Oh, we could start doing that,
A
you know.
documentary.
We could start.
Because I said I don't want to cheat nobody. I don't want to cheat nobody. Because people go look at it and go say, oh, so that what you say? So how come you mention when you know what I'm saying now? So right. So Miss Yolandra, the opportunity we'll give you to the camera. Send a positive message to the public.
So before I send that positive message, I must thank Dell's Fashion, my lovely romper, and today for this interview. You know, they cater for strictly tall women, 5'9" and up. So I love their clothing. It's really gorgeous. I look fabulous in it. Thank you. Alright, but on a positive note, always remember that it's a very cliched positivity message that when one door closes, another opens. Your opportunity and your blessings is going to be right there behind that door. Just have patience and trust in God, and then you will see all your blessings coming forward.
Behind the scenes. Any questions for Mrs. Wall? Any message?
Mommy and everybody.
Well, Miss Will, what I want to say to you, you know, you will inspire a lot of young ladies who want to reach to your level. Now, don't ever limit yourself. The sky is the limit.
Is the limit.
And always put God first. I love your energy.
Thank you.
You know, it works for everybody. And you just take that with you wherever you go. And as you mentioned, what touched me and what stood out for me when you talk about your husband have a son, and that is your son. Now, some young ladies they see it differently, but the way you speak about your family, it says a lot.
Yes.
It says that it was well trained, well brought up, and I admire you as a young lady or a young individual. People will learn from what you said today. You know, it will be, people will accept it as a learning experience because you're never too old to learn.
True.
And the message you send out and the energy you bring to our home, we appreciate that. On behalf of TeamViza, we love you.
Thank you, thank
We
you.
welcome your presence.
Thank you.
You look so lovely. You are a queen. You
Thank
are
you.
a winner. And whoever say to you that you is ugly,
Yeah.
I mean, according to the Nigerian, God forbid, you are beautiful.
Thank
you are a
thank
winner.
You, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is something I want, you know, young women to see me as an inspiration. I want them to see me, and not only me, I should say, even, you know, who wants to get involved in the whole fashion and beauty industry. Again, look at our young ones who have represented us. I mean, we're not going to go back to the Janelle Penny-Young and the Wendy Fitzwilliam. Simple again, and I love her to death, which is Miss Janelle Song's Miss Supranational, and I really love what she brought to that competition. And she brought her energy, she brought her personality towards that, and that is what shone on the night of that show. And I want everyone to see their faces in us and believe in themselves that, listen, we can do this, and we are able to make our dreams and reality come true. Yeah.
Beautiful. Sis Yolandra, you said something earlier on.
You like it to be a me.
Of course. Flight attendant?
Flight attendant, cabin attendant, yes.
Cabin
Attendant. Yes, long ago we used to say flight attendant, but it's now cabin attendant.
Now, when they send the video that I show on the screen here for the anniversary, your voice sounds so like, can you take us out from this interview here? Like, you guys, we're on TeamViza, is our flight attendant, so we buckling up. And Miss Yolandra will take us out this flight. I'll pick up the phone under the call and say, buckle up and...
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board to TeamViza. We are about to take off. Please ensure that your seatbelts are securely fastened, hand baggage is totally stored at this point in time. At this time, our captain says it's time to take off. So see you soon and enjoy your flight with us. Thank you.
This is how this is So, I don't know.